Hey, Dust from Higher Flyer 420 here. I just wanted to let everyone know how I was doing some of the stuff I was doing. I had a couple of people ask me recently how I was doing a parachute drop module on my Radian, and I figured I'd make a quick video to show you. Here's just a regular HS55 servo that I sunk into the side of it. This is just a simple, I went to the hobby store and told them I wanted to make a drop mod, and they were like, oh, we have this little plastic piece here that's perfect for that. It's, I don't know, I paid a couple of bucks for it. And it's just this little guy with a peg and a spring. And I just took a piece of wire that I had myself with it. I have it set up on my plane for, I think I have it set up in the gear switch, which is that one. So whenever I flip this switch, there, it opens up. Now it didn't really pop right there because it doesn't have any tension right here underneath the band. But if there was something here, something big, you know, right like that, go ahead and open it up, set the rubber band in it, close it. Now I know there's a lot easier ways to do this. You could do it with just a servo and an anchor point. For my anchor point, I used two little ends of chopsticks. I just cut the ends of them off and stuck them in there, sort of at an angle like that, so it was nice and strong. So I could carry a little parachute guy here if I need to. If there's too much slack here, I can always double it up, pull it that way so it's a lot tighter if you want a nice pop when it's dropped, or you can have it a lot looser if you have a much larger payload that you plan to be dropping on this. I put it here hiding underneath the wings so that it's always protected in the event of a tip over. The wings are sticking out like this, so it's never really going to hit stuff. But again, just to set it, you just stretch the rubber band through it whenever it's open, flip the switch to close it, and really it's set to be done. One thing to note is right here you'd want to set an anchor point. You could use a staple, a hook, an eyelet, I don't know, something that's recessed in here. I used a piece of tape, just a simple little piece of packing tape to hold it. And what that does is whenever your payload drops, your rubber band doesn't fall away, because that would not be fun to lose your rubber band every time you used it. You use this. So one more time. I'll make this one nice and tight. We'll say that it has a super tiny payload on it. And make sure that at this point, if you do use this mod, you don't have to use this. This was just the type of setup that I saw in my head. If you were to use a regular servo like this, you could use this as the anchor point, stretch the rubber band across, and use that. Whenever you turned it, it would release it. So it's really, really simple to put it on pretty much whatever you want. But here, flip the switch, and it pops and drops whatever you want. Also, camera mount. This is my Contour Roam. In my opinion, it is an awesome camera. It's lighter than a GoPro, cheaper, pretty much on par all the way across the board with it, except for non-replaceable lenses for this particular model, and 60 frames per second for the GoPro, where this has 30. But same, you know, HD, all of that fun stuff. Really low profile. I really like the shape of it. This is one of the straight mounts that came with it. I took two little tiny pieces of balsa strips and set underneath it on both sides, just to give that round part more than one contact point. It had 3 contact points, and then I just slathered it with hot glue all the way around, and the camera just sits on there like that. And that's how I do pretty much all of the videos, with a nice wide fish angle lens on my Radian, popping through. And you can point it backwards if you want as well. They're a nice tail view to watch all your contact surfaces and stuff like that. But I also want to show you how I got this wired in. If I have this recessed, this servo recessed all the way, and you have to cut a pretty deep hole to get this thing to fit flush. So don't feel bad about cutting that hole deep to get that in there, but make sure not to overcut it, because you want a nice snug fit. You don't want any wobbleness or anything, so cut everything a little bit smaller than you think. But anyway, what I wanted to show you was all I did was at the base of that hole, I took and just poked through with one of these little bamboo skewers. That wire right there is the wire of the servo, and I have it plugged into, I have a 6-channel receiver on here, and it's this this yellow, black, and red wire right here, and I have that plugged into the gear channel on that receiver, which was why whenever I switch the gear part on the controller, that works. If you were to put it in the, say, auxiliary one, this one here, then you would have to flip, I'm pretty sure it's the flaps switch on the DX6 to get it set up. Either way, that's how you get that going. Just so you know, thanks for watching, whatever. Yeah. Alright, so here's the parachute guy all set up, ready to be dropped. And let's see if I can get this. Success! And with